Good morning, Lynn.
Morning, Carolyn. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So,
I'm
what are we doing
excited.
today?
We're going to talk about why not now? No, we're going to talk about our journey in Mary Kay, like how Mary Kay landed in our laps.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That's I like that idea. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm going to let you start because you have an amazing story of way back when. So
Yeah,
hit it, girl.
I love my Mary Kay story. So I'll get started. Well, it started back, I don't know, I hate to mention the year, but my mom was an entrepreneur. She had an employment agency in Dallas in Exchange Park. And she had there were three high rises in Exchange Park. And then they had a garden mall in indoor garden mall that connected all three high rises. And she had an employment agency, and Mary Kay opened up her store right across from my mother's employment agency. I don't know who got there first, but I do know I was a young kid, and when mom would take me to the office, I would get to walk around the garden mall, and I would always go over to Mary Kay's store and go look inside. And she had wigs in there at the time also. And that's when I first met Mary Kay. I don't think I was a teenager yet when I met her, but she made a big impression on me. This is my mom's employment agency. I brought a picture so I could show you. This is
Oh,
my
man.
mother right here
That
on
is
the
so
phone.
cool.
And
Wow.
this is probably her best friend, Anne. And this was her employment agency. She had a couple offices in the back, and this was the front office. And when I got older, my mom would have me come in the summertime and answer the phone. She taught me how to be an office girl, and I really lucked out because my mom would send me on when it was time for me to start working at before I went to college. I took part-time jobs and stuff, and my mom could send me out on interviews, and I'd always got the job because I
So
was taught well. But my mother was an entrepreneur, just like Mary Kay. And so I started using Mary Kay when I was a teenager, and I loved the product. I loved everything about it. So that's where I started with my Mary Kay journey. And I always loved Mary Kay. So she's big on my heart. And of course, growing up and being in the corporate world, I became a chief financial officer at one of my jobs, and I'm still there now. I will be retiring soon, but I started a business in Mary Kay in the very beginning so that I could get the discount that consultants received, which was 50% off. And that's a big deal, when you're wearing business products and stuff. I when you're out in the business world and you have to wear, makeup, that's what I did. So I got my I got my start with Mary Kay and got my discount, and that was a big deal because you know 50% off when you're purchasing for products out in the corporate world, you have to watch your dollars. And so that's what I did. Anyway, I wanted to share this. Mary Kay is number one in skincare and color cosmetics direct sell in the world for the past 3 years. And that's a big deal. So I shared the products with my family and friends. So I'm four generations in Mary Kay. My mom, myself, my daughter, and now my granddaughter. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, where was I when I was talking about Mary? Oh, okay. So, Mary Kay was big in sales starting in her world, and uh, she didn't get far, but she did decide to start a business in Mary Kay Cosmetics, and she did it for women. And it's all about women entrepreneurs and how we can have our own businesses. So I support women. I would much rather buy my products from an entrepreneur woman than buy from the corporate world. I mean, because, we all have to stand up for each other. And so that's a big deal in my book. And then another thing with Mary Kay was her philosophy was God first, family second, career third. And so, that stands with my values. So let's see, I want to talk about? I Oh, okay. So what I found was years ago, the director in the unit that I'm in with the director gave me Mary Kay Ash's personal testimony, and I wanted to share it with you. So this this was, I don't know how long ago, but this was a while back. But this is her personal testimony in her own words, and I'm going to read it if you don't mind. I have been a Christian all my life. I accepted Jesus Christ at the early age of 7. All my life, I have adhered to his teachings, but I don't feel my testimony began to make a difference until I gained some measure of success in the business world. The very first decision that was ever made in our company was to take God as our partner. We adopted as our company adage, God first, family second, career third. I am probably the only chairman of the board in the entire country who admonishes her people to put their jobs in third place. Mary Kay Cosmetics has been described as a Christian organization with a cosmetic front and as a divine accident looking for a place to happen. We truly feel that our business is changing lives and not just selling cosmetics. Many times through our beauty shows, we are able to reach people who might never darken the door of a church. The greatest compliment I can receive, and when someone says to me, I was not a Christian when I came into your company, but now I am. Isn't
Mm,
that the most
I love
amazing
that.
testimony? I love
Yes.
it too. I love Mary Kay. She's dear to my heart from the
Yep.
very beginning. And
Yep.
she's written, I wanted to show you. I have all of her books. I've read all of her books, but this is the second edition of her autobiography that she wrote.
It's
Isn't
an
she
amazing
beautiful?
story.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
it's an
such an amazing story.
amazing story. And then this is the third edition that you can get now. This one is out of print, but sometimes you can find it in the used books stores. That I have all my own books, but this one I wanted to read chapter. Well, actually, on page 33, she talks about Exchange Park. And I think that's the fourth
Oh,
chapter. She talks about Exchange Park. So I feel like I'm in this book.
Yes.
But chapter 7, I wanted to read to you. Chapter 7, God, I'm only going to read a paragraph. God first, family second, and career third. Over the years, I have found that everything seems to work out if you have your life in proper perspective. God first, family second, and career third. I truly believe the growth of Mary Kay Cosmetics has come about because the first thing we did was to take God as our partner. If we had not done that, I don't believe we would be where we are today. I believe He has blessed us because our motivation is right. He knows I want women to become the beautiful creatures He created and to use the wonderful God given talents that lie within each of us. I've found that when you just let go and place yourself in God's hands, everything in your life goes right. When you try to do everything alone and rely on yourself, you begin to make major errors. None of us at Mary Kay works alone. So I wanted to share that in her
That
book.
I
But
love that. There's another
because
great book too that's called More Than a Pink Cadillac that talks from the corporate perspective. A corporate president had read her marketing plan and talks about if more corporations would run their company like Mary Kay did, they would be so successful. But they didn't, they didn't buy into all the things that she believes in. And
Harvard uses her
Harvard Business School, the
business
marketing plan.
model.
That's
Yes,
right.
her business plan. Harvard uses it
They
as an
teach that.
example.
They're the only, yeah. I mean,
Mary Kay, here's another one. And then here's another one she wrote. You can have it all. And it's
right.
true. It's
It is
true.
true. It's so true.
Mhm.
I love your story because you go way back. I mean, to be
Thank
across
you.
from her office when you were, that's just so amazing.
I know. That's why I have a great beginning. So
You do.
I'm truly, I feel blessed that I got to meet her
Yes.
at a very young age.
Yeah. I
And then
think that's
those
awesome.
two women were both my mom and Mary Kay. And then there was a dress shop in the Garden Mall called Nyla's. And we would go into the dress shop. So the women that worked in Exchange Park, they had everything in the Garden Mall. They had my mother to get them a job. They had Mary Kay to make them look beautiful. And then they had Nyla that dressed them to the T. So
It was a one-stop shop.
it was. And
Oh
Nyla
my
was a
gosh.
very good friend of my mom's also. And I'm sure she was a very good friend with Mary Kay because these women are entrepreneurs working, standing up for women.
Yep. Yep. And my goodness, my story is so different than yours, Carolyn.
Well, I can't
My
wait to hear.
story,
Well, I've known you for years and years because you brought me into Mary Kay.
I thank God every day for you because I met you through my cousin because I had done a skincare class at my cousin Tracy's house and you were a guest and that's where it all began. Because you already had Mary Kay in your blood. You already loved the company so much. And then it was just the right time. And now we get
Mhm.
to share our time together. We've been doing this for years and years together. And I just value our friendship tremendously. You're so smart too. Being in the finance world, you've helped me so much. Like, well, just to navigate through things because let's say, quick to jump in. I am, oh, that sounds great, without thinking things through a lot. And I've learned to slow down with that kind of stuff. So my story is again very different. I come from a household of four boys and just me. I grew up in the city. But my poor mother, I was like a country girl. I was a tomboy. I had chickens and ducks and rabbits and all these things in the backyard of our little tiny, backyard of our house. And she always used to say, I don't know where you came from because You know, all the boys aren't even interested in that, So I didn't wear makeup. I didn't take care of my skin, red hair, redhead with freckles, just as I said, we spent weeks, 2 weeks every year. We had 5 kids. So, traveling was really expensive for us. So we would go to Lake Shasta every summer and spend 2 weeks there, the best time of my life, water skiing and using Coppertone as our sunscreen and tanning lotion. But, so I had a lot of repair to do when I first came into Mary Kay. But that aside, we can talk skincare later. I was a legal secretary working really long hours. My son was 4 at the time. I I was so tired and so burned out and feeling unworthy, just like I was a workhorse. And my particular attorney, instead of, I would say good morning to her every day, trying to be positive every morning and, good morning. And she'd go, she literally would grunt at me. And then if I would walk away from my desk, whenever to go to the restroom or whatever it was, when I came back, there was a stack of work on my chair. I never could get out from under it. And again, I wanted to be home with my son. I was just tired. I was so tired. And then this is divine intervention. The person that brought me into Mary Kay had called me, and I kind of dismissed her a couple times because I was so busy and I couldn't take calls at work. And all I could hear was another brand she was talking about. And I thought, I don't know what this makeup or skincare thing is, but I don't have time. I don't have time barely to go to the restroom. So I kept saying, well, can you call me back? I didn't want to be rude, but so she called me, I think 2 or 3 times. I finally, honestly, just to get her off my back, I finally said, and she was very kind. It wasn't like she was pushy, but it was my state of mind. So I actually went to her little condo. I said, all I have is lunchtime that I can come and meet with you. And I walked in and she did a facial on me. And I have to say, one of the first things was how amazing my skin felt, because I had dry skin. I never did anything. I was lucky to wear mascara in high school. Nothing, literally nothing. And I just remember my skin feeling so good. And when she said the philosophy of God first, family second, career third, that really piqued my attention because I was a brand new baby Christian. I had just accepted Christ. Later, I was older too, not old, but older. And it just seemed to fit. And I wanted to hear all about it. But I was poor. I was so poor. And I thought the idea of starting a business, and having to put a bunch of money in the business, which I found out you didn't have to do. So that was great. Long story short, I didn't like women because I grew up with boys. I had a gray mentality. I mean, a black and white mentality. Those of you who have grown up with men or know men or around men a lot, it's either black or white. It is or it isn't. You don't have any of that in between gray, like, well, maybe, I don't know. It's, if you love me, you won't hurt me. That kind of a thing, right? Well, we all know you can love somebody and still hurt them. So I grew up in that area and I was hurt by a lot of women because I was gullible. If they said something, I believed it. And I was constantly, so I had a lot of guy friends more than girlfriends. And so for me to entertain the idea of going to start a business with a company with all women, it was scary for me. And I was very guarded. And when I first went in and all these women were so happy, at the meetings and all this success, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is all from skincare and cosmetics. How are these people having $300, $400, $500, $600 weeks selling this? And they were all nice. They would come up and be excited that I was there. And what kind of week did you have? Do you need help? I was not used to that at all. But I was grateful. I could feel something in my heart start stirring and stirring and stirring. And I always was the type of person that I wanted to serve others. And when I realized you can serve people by helping them feel better about themselves, it's not about looks. It's about listening to their heart and listening to what makes them tick and listening to their problems while you're doing facials, or whether they're Zoom or in person or whatever it is, getting to know people. And what you'll find in Mary Kay is everyone has some sort of a thread that connects us, whether it was some sort of trauma. We all have trauma in our life, whether big or small. And that's what makes women businesses and women groups, especially like Mary Kay, really strong. We get it. And we want to go out and empower women. We want to make them feel like you're strong. You can do anything you put your mind to. And you have all these other women that believe the same thing, that support you. So honestly, when I first got in here, the person that brought me in, I said, "How did you get my name?" She said, "Well, I was at a maternity store doing an event. She was giving away product at a maternity store. My son was 4. And I'm sorry, but that factory was closed. There were no more." And I'm thinking, I don't know how I got in the drawing, but to this day, we say it was divine intervention, because she drew my name out of this maternity store drawing. And how I got in there, I don't know, other than perhaps that was his plan. I know it was his plan now. So I started out just going gangbusters. I was only in the business for 2 weeks, and we have a yearly seminar. That's our big recognition, where all women get together and we get to support each other and recognize each other. And we win the prizes, the cars, the diamonds, all that stuff. And that really didn't resonate to me. The cars, yes. I'm not a jewelry gal, but I'm not going to turn away free diamonds. So I came back after that seminar just pumped up with ideas, exciting ideas that I could share with other Mary Kay consultants, because we all share ideas with each other. We don't hold on to it. Because Mary Kay always said, if she has an idea and she has an idea and you put your ideas together, instead of having one, now you have 2. So that's the way we all work with each other. We share our ideas. Carolyn and I are always, "What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Oh, what if we do this?" That's what makes it really fun to collaborate. So I came back from seminar really fired up, really excited. And within 9 months, I earned the use of my first car. And I have to say,
Wow.
yeah, the
You
smell of a
were
new car.
driving a Mary Kay car when I met you too. So
Yes. And so I took Austin, who again he just turned 5 at that time. And I have pictures of him in the back seat, just standing in the back seat, all excited, and the smell of a new car, and just signing your name on the line, on the dotted line, and now you have a car. I was so proud of that. It was
did it cost
so.
you any money
Oh no,
to get into
they
a
pay
new
the
car?
taxes, license, registration, and like 90% of your car insurance. So no, and the rest would come out of any commission you had or something. No, it literally is a free car. And if I'd had the car of my dreams and
And
I
it's
didn't want
brand
to,
new. Did you pick it
brand
up?
new.
Did you pick
And
it up at the dealership?
every 2 years you get to earn a new one. Brand new, smell new. And if you didn't want the car for whatever reason, let's say you had a car that you absolutely loved, and you didn't want the car, Mary Kay will give you cash every month instead of the car, because they lease the car for you. So whatever it would cost them to lease, they give you that in cash. I mean, it's mind-boggling. So I am blessed to say I have earned six company cars, and
Woo, wow.
it never gets old. And how did I do it? By just sharing this opportunity and the products and my life story with other women. I mean, you and I shared our stories together. We're joined at the hip. We're totally, and you come from the background where you grew up in it, finance. I come from a background of all boy household, tomboy, horses, and never doing anything for my skin and having to repair. Uh, and I love the fact that we serve others. That's one of my favorite things. As I said, I just kind of grew up that way. The personal growth that I received, I didn't know how to take a compliment, Carolyn. I I would get so uncomfortable when I would be brought up in front at the unit meetings, and oh, she did this and she did this. I just wanted to sit down. And I learned how to be gracious and how to accept it, whether inside I was still like, oh, I just want to sit down. You learn so much how to talk to people. Those people who are really shy, do you think they want to be shy? They don't want to be shy. It's just who they are. They learn how to step out. And I almost cry when I think of women that have come into my classes that seem very broken and beaten down. And after the end of the class, we go around and we ask each other, all right, look at Debbie. What do you like best about what you see with Debbie? And for someone to say their eyes, their lips, their the color of their skin, you see these women light up. They are not used to getting compliments. They're not used to feeling, empowered like this. And that's the greatest gift. If we can empower other women to know they can have it all, they can do it. Is it work? Yes, but it's nothing like a day in corporate. And I just recently retired from corporate April 1st. So, I've done this business the whole time working a full-time job. And if I can earn the use of 6 cars, and if I can earn the income I did on top of what I was making, anybody can. I'm an ADD girl. So I'm very scattered.
How many hours?
That's me.
How many hours do you think you worked a week on your Mary Kay business when you were driving in a car?
2 to 3 hours. That was it.
A week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And you just have to learn okay, I have a half hour every night for 4 nights or whatever it is. If you do parties or classes, 2 classes, that's probably 3 hours for total, between the 2 classes. Classes now on Zoom, you could do a Zoom class in 30 minutes.
That's what I do.
And
that's what I do. I have Zoom skincare classes.
See, you do them twice a week and I do them. And it's so much fun because they can live anywhere in the United States, anywhere. And we tell them what time zone, to log on. We send them whatever they need ahead of time. And they get to join. We get to meet so many people. We're not locked into a territory, which is wonderful. So that's my journey. And all these years later, I've had to, you've gone through deaths with your family, and the women in Mary Kay lift you up and surround you. I've gone through deaths in my family, tragedies, whatever it is. You have your sister Mary Kay consultant by your side, and you get to pick who you work with. That was my biggest thing. Everybody that I was stuck through in my corporate job, stuck with, some were great and are still friends of mine, but a lot of them weren't. Right. And so you have to go in every day and work with people that you really don't want to be around. In Mary Kay, it's your business. You get to pick and choose who you want to work with. And look who I have to work with. My bestie, Carolyn, that we've been together for so many years. I have an amazing team. And you have to understand too, we are not multi-level. I didn't want to get into something like that. And I really questioned it. You have to look at our business as shoulder to shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. Now, some people like racehorses, they all start like this, the gates open. That's exactly what it's like. You could shoot to the top really fast, or you can be like the tortoise and the hare. Take your time, take your time. What happened to the tortoise in that race? Steady Eddie. And he still won the race. So it doesn't matter how you work it. It's just if you work it in your own time. And it's any rewards that we get from this company are out of Mary Kay's 50%. Like you said, Carolyn, we make 50% commission. There is nobody that can match our marketing plan. That's why they teach it at Harvard Business School, because nobody can match it.
It's not even the commission. It's just 50%. It's not commission. It's
right.
It's
that's what we make on our sales.
Retail sale.
Right.
We sell at retail and we buy at wholesale. So
That's
she
right.
gives it to us at 50% discount.
The reason I mentioned commission.
We make commissions off of.
Where I was going with that was out of Mary Kay's 50%, because we buy the products, right? Half off. Out of Mary Kay's 50%, they reward us with bonuses and all these things out of their pocket. Never comes out of Carolyn's pocket or any of my other team. It comes from Mary Kay's pocket. That's what the difference is with this company. So I don't want to go on and on and on, but I am so grateful to be able to work with you, Carolyn, constantly. I love doing these Zooms with you.
Thank you. Me too. I
And
think it
again, we
was
have
a
such,
grand idea that God brought to us.
yes, and that we have such stories, different stories. And this company welcomes all sizes, shapes, ethnic groups, whatever it is, you know? And you're right. I've had people on my team come in that, oh, it's a God thing. And I said, no, it's really not a God thing. You have to come in and see what we're talking about. You know, it's your choice. But God, I'm telling you, if you believe in him like we do, and the way the philosophy, even if you don't know anything, you'll see miracle after miracle. And I don't know how you could not believe
We're
after.
in over 40 countries. So, tell me what it is a God. It's
Exactly.
God backed Mary Kay in her dream.
Yeah, she
And
knew. Yeah, God revealed that to her way back when, what this was going to be like a big blanket that's covering the world, 3 years in a row,
so
best-selling
you
brand
get
in the
to
world.
choose if you want God as your partner or not,
That's
but
right. That's
I,
right.
he's
But
mine.
you'll be surrounded by women who will lift you up, who will pray for you. I mean, we pray for each other all the time. And in our world right now, we need hope. We need that kind of hope because it's,
And you never know, companies are closing all the time. So you never know. And it's nice to know that you have something going on that can support. There's,
through COVID. Remember, through COVID, everything, the world was shut down, but Mary Kay wasn't. In fact, even during Katrina,
they did their best years during
did.
COVID because
Yeah,
women needed some type of earning and Mary
yeah,
Kay provided it.
they
So
did. I remember when Katrina happened, the amount of all the consultants in that area who their product was damaged and they wanted to keep working, how Mary Kay sent product to them, supported that staff in that area. I mean, it's anytime during tragedy, all the hand sanitizer that we donated during COVID when everybody needed this hand sanitizer. Mary Kay created hand sanitizer and sent it out. How can you not love a company like that and feel like we're in the best place we could ever be?
and it's family owned.
Yeah, no border. I mean, it's
Family
theirs.
owned, no debt.
Nope.
Mary Kay has carried their whole corporate
Yeah,
world and they love us because we're the sales team. We're the sales force. We're independent
yep.
and they will do anything and everything for us. So it's
Yeah.
a company that you can't say that about many, that's for sure
No,
out there. But I love Mary Kay
I
and I
do
love
too.
you, Lynn.
Love you
So
too.
and we have our own website. Here's our
If you all want to get in more information from us, whether from Carolyn or myself, here's our QR codes. Go ahead and scan it. They're up on the screen. So you can, if you have any questions, it takes you to our website. You can message us, ask us anything. We're not afraid of any question. Trust me, in all the years we've been in this business, there's no question that's off limits or there's no question we have not been asked before. So we just are so excited. That's why I want to kind of get on here and talk about it because it's really hard when you watch the news today and you see a lot of people with no hope and they've lost things and feeling like, there's nothing there for them. Yes, there is. There is.
give us a try.
Yeah. Ask us questions. We're here. We're here to answer any questions you have. And I'm so grateful to have you on my team, Carolyn.
Thank you.
So,
I'm so grateful to be part of your team. So
oh, thank you. And so, if not now, when? That's all I can say. Oh, so thank you for joining us today. Again, you see where our QR codes are. Go ahead and scan it and please ask us questions.
that'll take
And
you to our websites.
yes,
We each get your own website the
that's right.
moment you
So
say
eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Doesn't matter. As I said, we all work together. So
Yes. Mhm.
whatever with Carolyn's story might have resonated, my story might have resonated, whatever, or flip a coin. It doesn't matter. You're still going to
Yes.
be surrounded by great women. So,
Mhm. Well,
all right, my
thank
friend.
you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Okay.